Namaste and welcome, beloved mighty companions, to the Everyone's Talking Jesus Club. Everyone is, oh my gosh, it's just so amazing, these joinings and just hearing everyone. And Jesus is telling you to do this and this, and I need to look at this, this, and this, and oh my gosh, like rock and roll. This is straight up when you start hearing that voice and hearing them talking to you and going, okay, now what you really need to look at is XYZ. It saves so much time. And then Renee sits down, she goes, yeah, I was talking to Jesus and he's telling me that if I talk just to him, it'll break all those thought patterns that are running in there. Just talk to him only, because I'm so used to talking to myself. It's like, oh my gosh. So on point. So on point. So much love and so on point. I'm not sure, but we'll have to come back around. You might have to text or later on after the session, maybe we'll connect on that. And yeah, so it's the Jesus Club, the Everyone Talks Jesus Club. And really wait till those joining sessions. I'm telling you, it's gonna rock your world, because you're hearing each other and really seeing how that practicing to listen. Okay, here's what he's telling me, and then he's telling me this, and he's telling me to look at this. Oh, it's beautiful. And everyone to a T reports, this is amazing. This is just like talking normal. It's like a normal conversation. That's all it is. It's like a normal conversation. Hearing them clear as a bell, given the instructions. So just remember, we're going to look at any desire that we talked about before to be the last one to hear Jesus. I'm going to be the last one to hear Jesus talking to me. We're going to put that up right now. Or join with me. Let's join everybody speaking Jesus in this club. So you can hear them. It's so relaxing. You're going to start to relax, and you know that you can go to Jesus for everything, and he's going to help you with everything, and he's going to tell you, but he's straight, he's really straight. And everyone, this is not a club of the ins and the outs. This is that everyone feels Jesus club. Like we were going to have a sat. What's the title going to be? Do I have any desire to be the last one who gets saved? The last one to hear Jesus and no, this is not that club. So if that appears in consciousness, you hit that join button with one of your to look through that desire directly with Jesus, to be the last one to hear him, or I can't hear him, last one picked on, all those things. That's what we're here for. We are here to speak in Jesus. Dun, dun, dun. That's the whole function here. It's to see the fulfillment of his promise in A Course in Miracles, that every being, and it's like explanation point from A New Covenant. Every being can hear my voice, and to teach or imply anything else denies divine light. So we're here to help each other, support each other, listen to Jesus. I'm telling you, it's so gorgeous. You just won't believe it, and how much that value, that deep value is of hearing that coming through your brother, because you know it's for you. So it's not for anyone else. It's just, there is no one else. In the light of divine being and honesty of God, infinite light, can we find anyone else out there? When we look as light beings. No one. And that voice is our voice. The voice. There's no our voice, the voice. Now, and here's where it gets really fun. I'm telling you, it's going to gets really fun. Is, again, when you have a decision to make, or, group of beings start being able to hear. And I've told that story about buying this place and going to the mighties and going, I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly what the decision, it was maybe on the price or something like that, or do I offer, and we were all sitting around in a circle, and it just kind of finished a sort of a light circle. And so at the end, there was like an opening, okay, to hear what the Spirit is saying. Because there's only one Jesus. There's not multiple Jesus, but the way it's working in consciousness is different. There are different expressions of how Jesus expresses through, but there's only one message. And we know the message is light. Okay, so everyone at the end, I just asked the question. I said, does this feel right to you? I heard something from Jesus about buying, and I'd like to hear what you heard. Really needed to write this one down. But anyway, so everyone goes around. They had a pad, and everyone wrote down what they heard. Yes, no, whatever the Spirit said. And it was like, there were 8 or 10 people sitting in that circle, and it was all pretty much the same. Go ahead, this is good, this feels good. And that was, do it. Now, have you ever been with 10 people in a circle and everybody agrees? Come on. That doesn't happen. But when the Spirit speaks, we all feel it because we're one. That's where this is going to, where we're really helping each other to listen deeply for what's most helpful for healing the mind. So here we go. Jesus, chapter 20. He's showing us effortlessness. That's all he's offering. Divine expression of divine being, effortless. So we talked about destructible is real, anger being justified. That's a good one to look at. Okay, here we go. Jesus, chapter 20. See, where is this? And if anybody's following, page 119. You believe you can be persecuted. Let's just ask Jesus. Jesus, in the light of divine being, honesty of God, will you reveal if there's any desire below my level of awareness to be persecuted? Can we find that anywhere? I'm just willing to see it. We're willing to have you show us what miracles today. If it gets revealed, okay, we just be with the admission. Okay. I admit it. Can I ask for a miracle? I even ask him if I can ask for a miracle, because I'm letting him be in full control of every miracle. Ask him, Jesus, do you need to be in control of all miracles? And hear what the light says. Who hears Jesus say? We can all raise our hand. Jesus saying, I'm in control of miracles, so we don't miscreate. The ego has its own idea of what miracles are, and it's not helpful. Okay. Okay, now then I ask him again, Jesus, is there anything else to see around the desire to experience being persecuted? Can you show me where I'm using persecution to prove I'm separate? Energy might arise, like we've said sometimes, oh, I feel smoke rising. Just be with the energy. We're divine being. Are we the light? We can handle anything. We're pre-made to handle anything. Complete light. And plus, we're together. Two or more. The ego cannot stand its lack of content. Jesus is taking us in the basement, saying, there ain't nothing down there. Okay. Now, if there's something, if he says there's something down there, we just look again. Now, I'm asking him, oh, yes. So he may take you several rounds. You go until he says you're done. It's funny. Some things will come out of my mouth, I don't know where they come from. And then, you start to see, yeah, really. Right. You go until you're done with it. You let him take you all the way down. Like any one of these, you may need to spend a little time on with them. Ask them. And the divine light of being, Jesus, is this these good things to spend time with you on? Working through the chapter, spend a little meditation. Okay, I'm willing to see it. Having a little conversation. If you have one doubt thought about it, hit the join button. Okay, just text us. Make sure you're on the Facebook Messenger group if you feel it in your heart. Email us so you can be on that. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're not on there yet, we'll put you on. There are quite a number of mighties now for this. This is the light brigade after all. Okay. And then when he says you're done, or again, like I say, ask them, okay, is this time for a miracle? I always love asking them too. You're going to love that too. Ask them, is this a good one? Is this good for a miracle? And you just get this little happy, because we're communicating with ourselves. Do you see? To ask for a miracle, like, it's like, that's a little jolt of happiness right there. Because we're saying yes to ourselves as divine being every time we ask for a miracle. But he might tell you to hold. I mean, that was a surprise, actually. Hold, don't ask for miracles, because he knows when we're not really in full willingness. Ask the light. Does the light always know when we're not in full 100% willingness? I don't want to put it like that, 100%. How do I put this? He just knows if there's like a little bone twig buried down there that needs to be, so that we're in full admission that we are denying that divinity through being persecuted. So here he takes us a little bit deeper right here on persecution. He says, you believe the world was made to persecute you. You desire an experience of the world persecuting you. Is there any desire below to feel persecuted by the world? Okay. Can we ask for a miracle and change in perception that the world can persecute us, persecute me? Is there anything else we need to see Jesus around this desire for an experience of persecution? And if he's okay, can we go on? Oh, there's something else to be seen. Let's see. So he's saying, look at the desire. Oh my gosh, this is deep. Look for the desire to keep persecution, to preserve a sense of choice. Ask Jesus, is a sense of persecution being maintained to try to hold on to choice? See what the light says. And just be willing to see it. He says, just see how much infinite love's behind that when you release that to a miracle, when you ask for a miracle for that. See how it's holding, it's that grabbing for choice grab. It's a choice. I want choice. I want the choice to prove God is dead. Let's ask him, is that a desire for choice to prove God is dead? That's direct. Okay. So we just look in the light of divine being and honesty of God, is choice real in our direct experience? Can we find that in our direct experience? Okay, so here's one he's given me. So much love behind this. When these are released, like infinite love, they're going to point directly to infinite love. That's what these miracles are doing. Okay, so much love. You desire an experience of persecuting yourself. Let's ask, is there any desire that we're persecuting ourselves below our level? And submit it if it comes up and just be fully present with it. The wanting of it, however it appears. Okay, Jesus, you're right. That's there. Okay. Can I ask for a miracle? Ask him if you can have a miracle and hear him, because it's so much fun just to hear him say yes, or he might say no. Look at this first. Let that miracle rock right out of the persecution zone into the heaven zone, the happy hologram. We start to see how each of these little flavors, they're like putting dirt in a nice drink, because I've said that they're running below the level of consciousness. Our whole world looks like dirt of persecution. Everywhere we look, we're looking to be persecuted. That doesn't feel good at all. As he's reminding me, it's not the looking that's painful. It's one, not looking directly with him that's painful, and refusing to look is what hurts. Now he's getting into, so he takes all the subtleties, right? So we can't weasel out. See, the ego's the way we're going to weasel out of looking directly. So he comes in from every single angle. Here he comes again. You believe being persecuted is helpful. Let's ask. You desire an experience. Oh, he says you believe persecution is the path to freedom, and thus experience persecution is valuable. Let's just see if there's any desire for persecution. So much love when this is behind this, really, when it's released. You believe persecution is the path to freedom, and experience persecution is valuable. Do I have any desire for persecution? Is there anything else to see here, Jesus, on persecution? He just says, oh my gosh, so much love is suppressed. Infinite love. You start watching those miracles when they fly, you'll see they head right upstairs. They just right to infinite. All that energy that was trapped, invested in trying to persecute ourselves, that we deserve persecution for the creation of a world. He says, you believe persecution is the path to freedom, and thus experience persecution is valuable even while you suffer the miscreation of it. So it's a choice for suffering. We'd rather suffer than see we're light. Let's ask them. In the light of divine being and honesty of God, is there a desire to suffer over being infinite light? Oh, it's like, yeah. Okay. All righty. Let's just look. Okay, admit it. If it's there, if he says it's there, I trust him. Okay. Is there anything else we need to see about this? He says, ask for a miracle. Change in perception that persecution is valuable. You believe it is acceptable to follow the ego thought system. Yeah, he would tell me, I said this in the first couple of a while back, he'd say, you are so tolerant. You're so tolerant. You're tolerating the ego. We'd like tolerate it. It's really helpful when Jesus starts telling you these things too. And you say, you're right. You're right. I'm, giving out, as we said, the devil's dance card. We're just letting them devil punch it and have a nice little dance with them. We're too tolerant of mind wandering. He would tell you too tolerant of mind wandering. That's why it's so beautiful what Renee was. That's such a great reminder when we're talking to him all day. See, we can't, we're going to him for everything, and that's breaking those little mind spin patterns. He's weaning us off of thought. I love it. Wean us off of that addiction to thought. Okay, you believe it's acceptable to follow the ego thought system. You believe projection is helpful as a path to salvation. Oh, let's look at this. I can feel that in my back, actually. Is there any desire for projection to be helpful as a path to salvation? He's so direct. He says, it's always good when you ask for a miracle. It's always good. He says, you don't even know what you're asking for a miracle for, because you think it's for one thing and it can be for something totally different. So just ask for miracles, even when you don't know what you're asking miracles for. Because miracles, he's saying, are unlimited. It's unlimited expression of love. He says, he's saying, you usually wait too long to ask for miracles. In general, the consciousness, the plane consciousness waits too long, dithers around in there. Ask him, Jesus, do I dither around too long before I ask you for a miracle? See what he says. He knows that's the plane consciousness. He knows. You desire an experience of following the ego thought system through projection and condemnation. Okay, as a means to salvation. Let's just ask them. You desire an experience of following the ego thought system through projection. Okay, show me that. And condemnation as a means to salvation. Is there a desire for an experience of projection to try to get salvation? He says, you believe all you're going to get. That's the whole ego thought system, to believe that salvation comes through projection. This is a good one to look at. Show me any energy around that. I'm willing to see it. That wanting. Sometimes you got to pause a little bit too. That's what I'm finding. He says, yes, you just pause a little bit for that objection, that desire to kind of just rise up out of the subconscious into awareness, like, so it can be cleared. Mm-hmm. So it may take like a little while. And thus desire to experience these effects, even though salvation can never be found in effects separate from the Father. In the light of divine being and honesty of God, can salvation be found outside of the light? Here what the light says. Can salvation be found, and we know what this is because we'll pretend we don't know effects, but we know them. Can salvation ever be found in effects separate from the Father? in truth and honesty of God is cause separate from effect in our direct experience. See, it's light. We're going to know this. We don't even have to know what cause, we'll know it. We know it already. Is cause separate from effect. See, once we admit that, it's like over. Because that's projection. Projection is trying to toss cause out, effect out from cause. He's telling me how choice is projection. It's a choice to project. Ask the light that, you can hear it too. Is choice a desire to project? It's a desire to miscreate. Ask the light. Yeah. See, we can all hear it. We all know this because we're light. Light's first. You do not believe that blessing your brother is valuable. When he first showed, he brought this back to my attention, it was like, oh, you're so right, Jesus. I wanted to get rid of my brother so bad. You start seeing all the ways, I want to toss that one else. Get rid of them, kill them, however, you start looking at these, but you just look directly at them because we're innocent. See, it's when we make ourselves guilty for all this, that's when we suffer. So when we're really honest with Jesus, that honesty of God and going, oh, I really do desire to toss my brother out. That's honesty of God. See, then we're being really honest. I really want to get rid of my brother. Then we can look at it with him and he can teach us so gently. You desire an experience where blessing your brother has no value. Thus you experience no blessings for yourself. Actually, he's saying, look at the desire for an experience where blessing your brother is death. You'd rather be dead than bless all your brothers. And just look at that. Wow. I have an experience of death. Okay. To see every brother as the light. We'd rather have an experience of death and see every brother of value to us. Okay. If that's there, we just look. Oh, he's saying that's what you're doing when you're refusing to join. Wow. Join when you're refusing to join under my guidance, he says, because the ego has its own idea of what joining is. Under Jesus's guidance, when he sends you to join with a brother, he gives the ones that we're to join with. Ask him, is the light to give us the ones to join with? See, because the ego likes to choose the ones based on its concept. So we go to the light to ask Jesus, okay, who do I join? When to join? Do I join with you direct, Jesus? Do I join with my brother? Which brothers am I going to join with? Who to call? Who are you going to call? On the light brigade. I'm asking him, yes, these brothers are given for this. Join, 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 join. Much as possible. Yes, he says yes. But you can hear it too. Am I to join in this light brigade and join with my brother in this light brigade? And he'll tell you. Am I to join with ones I don't like and see if he'll say, under my guidance, yes. Okay. You believe that if you bless other, oh boy. Okay, I can see why. You believe that if you bless every brother, you will be damned. Now, this is really where honesty of God's very helpful. Is there any desire? Is there any belief, desire for an experience? If I will bless every brother as myself, I'll be damned. Is the same as myself. Look at that carefully. Because if one brother's not blessed, that means that's what we feel about ourselves. Ask the light. Is that true in the light of divine being? See, unless we see the light in everything in every brother and bless every brother, that means we're withholding blessings from ourselves. That's why he says not a single brother can be withheld. This is a good reminder, because the ego likes to make little exceptions and hold them below the light. So we have to ask Jesus, Jesus, show me any exceptions I'm making to blessing every brother. I'm willing to look. Thus you desire an experience where blessing every brother is perceived to be damnation. So we're not guilty. It's the play in consciousness that we have to see through with Jesus. Your brother as yourself. Of course, we've heard this many times through the Bible, but now we know what it means. Your brother is yourself, and the light of divine being is our brother ourself. By not seeing that, that's so much suffering from that. I'm asking Jesus, said yes, all suffering from that. Because we've damned ourselves. See, by not blessing our brother, we're not blessing ourselves. We do not feel we're worthy of the blessing when we don't bless every brother. Not a fake blessing. He's just saying, oh, I bless you, brother. You know, there's a lot of hatred sometimes. I'll bless you, you know, but we're really thinking something different. No, he's just saying, just let me show you underneath your awareness. You know how he does search your mind with course lessons, or if you're not in the course, because you don't need to be the course to see your divine light. That in the course, he says, you know, search your mind. So that's why every day we're searching our mind with him. Like we come to the light circle, search our mind, or spend time with him. Okay, search my mind, Jesus, to show me where I'm withholding blessings from a brother so I can see where I'm withholding blessings from myself. I'm damning myself, actually. I said, Jesus, is that eternal damnation? He's going, yeah. And we know this because he says it throughout the course, but it's really helpful to hear his voice just, you know, in you. I don't know how that works exactly. Yes, it's just us. Jesus' voice is us. Okay. How are we doing here? Okay. Maybe one more. You believe you're without love with the capital L. Now, like if you ask the ego, it's going to say, of course I have love. If there's not perfect peace, let me ask Jesus so I can be really clear on this. So it's love is a concept. In the ego makes love a concept. It's an idea. So that we would forget what real love is, which is us, this love, infinite, all is love. Identity, love. Some call it agape. I can't really relate to that, but I can relate to what is. So however you relate to infinite, that's it. Light, infinite light. That's why we use light a lot rather than the big L word, because the concept that love, the ego's plan is to take love and chop it into pieces and fragments and parts. And then if you notice, all of consciousness is going around and taking the little fragment pieces and trying to trade them, horse trade them. You give me this for this, I'll give you that. You do something for me, I'll do something for you. It's death. Is that death? Ask the light. That play. That's a trip right to hell, right? That was what that is. That's the hell holodeck. But until we see that play, that's what, okay, he's talking about roles. See, we were talking about roles yesterday, and he's saying that's what roles do. Roles fragment love. See, I have a role. And if I play that role, that means I'm loving. I'm a loving mother. I'm a loving grandmother. I'm a loving wife. I'm a loving if. See? When I do this, then I'm loving. No, you're loving everywhere. You are love. Let's ask the light, am I love? So we can be really clear what love is. Because otherwise we go hunting for it in all the wrong places. It makes us, it's like this desperation, really. It's really desperation. We don't see that. We're like desperate to prove that we're lovable. We're desperate to prove to someone that we love them. Look at all the love songs. Everybody, you know, it's like this constant thing to prove that love's here. Let's ask the light. Can anything prove that love's here? Is the light looking around for proof? Let me see if I can find proof that love's here. Is the light looking for that? Is the light doing anything to be love? In our direct experiences, light beings really have to be so naked on what love is. Naked, naked, naked. Just say, Jesus, I have no idea, earthly, that would be funny. I have no idea what love is. That's how naked we have to be. I have no idea what it is, because an I cannot know what it is. Ask the light, can a sense of personal identity have any clue what love is? So the play in consciousness is to forget what the real L word is, the experience of that. It's a doubt that love exists. It's trying to kill the light, kill love. Ask the light that. Is the play in consciousness of the ego trying to kill the light? It's trying to kill the awareness of light. It can't actually kill light. You can't kill love. Love's still here, but it's a play to go, oh, I can't find it. I never feel loved. See, because we're always searching in form to try to get love. When we're love already, we've already been tagged by God. As I've said, he just reminds me of this, like sitting on God's lap with a protest sign going, you don't love me. That's a little holding up the sign to God. You don't love me. And go away, by the way. Well, in addition to not loving me, so you can never win, go away, light. Playing that little, you desire an experience of perceiving you are without love. Ask the light. Is there any desire below my level of awareness to perceive I'm without love? So as the desires get washed out, the perception, the false perception that love is not here washes out, so that all that's left is what's original, with the unchanging nature of infinite, unchanging love. So we're not going around looking for every excuse to say no. We're not looking over there at a sound and saying, God, that bothers the crap out of me, because we see that it's all love. It's all infinite, unchanging love. That's all there is. Let's ask the light. It's so much fun. Jesus is all there is love. Is that all I am? He says, yes, but just don't put a but after it. Don't put a but in there. Don't put a because or a when or a if. He says, be that now. Be what you are right now. No if thens, no I can be awake tomorrow, no delays like that. Just see that you're light, be light now. That's what he says, be the light. And talk to me, his favorite thing to remind me. Talk to me. Talk to your brother. He's saying, talk to your brother. He says, inquire about who you really are, and this will be revealed. He's saying it. I will show you that every single sentence. I'm asking him because there were some sentences. He says, don't worry about that. Every sentence in A Course in Miracles is true by direct experience. He's showing us that now as we're going through these desires by direct experience, and seeing that all the beliefs he wrote in there, we do have those. We do have those desires to deny divinity, not we. Consciousness plays that way. We're willing to see him and have that conversation with him, because like everyone's like going, no, I'm not going to indulge in that anymore. So we have each other, the light brigade that's going to be on the happy holodeck. The light brigade on the happy holodeck. I don't know how that's happening, but thank you, Jesus. Thank you, brothers. Love you all. From San Juan, Kosala. Amen. Go for Jesus.